For every Christian who's had a personal experience with Jesus, I could retire a rich man. The problem, of course, is that personal experiences are purely emotional and psychological. So in terms of evidence or proof, they're absolutely worthless. Muslims have personal experiences, and so do Mormons, Hindus, Sikhs, and you name it. If it's a religion, it has believers who have had personal experiences. If a Muslim should tell you, and of course Pharaoh's still speaking, if a Muslim should tell you that he is a firm believer in the Prophet Muhammad because he has had two personal experiences that no one can take away from him, and therefore knows that Muhammad is Allah's prophet, would that mean anything to you? Would you see this as testimony of personal experience? Would you see this testimony of personal experience as proof that Islam is God's true religion? Certainly not. Yet you expect us to accept your testimony of personal experiences as absolute proof that Jesus exists. Of all the arguments that Christians use, the personal experience is one of the most idiotic. If I claimed that I had had two personal experiences in which God informed me that the Bible is a hoax perpetrated by Satan in order to deceive the world, and that no one can take those experiences from me and make me believe that the Bible is God's Word, how many Christians would accept this as proof that their view of the Bible is false? None of them would. Yet they seem to think that they have had personal experiences that confirm their belief in Jesus. That someone would even offer such evidence as proof of his faith merely shows that he can't reason logically. That is exactly the situation that you're in. You said that life is too precious to waste time by being rebellious or being critical. And so what did you do? You sat down and wrote a critical letter that demonstrates a rebellious attitude toward the world's best biblical scholarship. No, we're not claiming to be the world's best scholarship, but we do claim to have that scholarship on our side. The biblical inerrancy doctrine has been so thoroughly discredited that few serious scholars believe it anymore. Nearly all reputable seminaries no longer teach it, and their professors freely admit that the Bible is riddled with myths and legends. You have simply demonstrated that you are willing to waste part of your life rebelling against what the world's foremost scholars say about biblical origins. In this respect, you have put yourself into the same position as those who were outraged by Galileo's announcement of a scientific discovery that conflicted with their view of what the Bible taught. Who knows? Maybe some of those who opposed Galileo had personal experiences that made them absolutely certain that the sun revolved around the earth. I agree with you in one thing: life is indeed precious. It's much too precious to waste time clinging to a faith that had its origin in superstitious times, when mystics thought that God routinely talked to them and commanded deeds as terrible as rape and murder. We aren't praying for you, of course, but we do sincerely hope that someday you'll come to our senses." Unquote, Farrell. I might add here, in speaking for myself, Farrell's critic says he has more important things to do in life than pick the Bible apart, when in truth he wouldn't expose the Bible's shortcomings even if he had the time. His mind's already made up. It's closed. Farrell's critic says, "If you don't believe it, don't read it." He certainly got that backwards. I did read it, and that's why I don't believe it. Actually, the real reason he hopes I won't read it is so that I won't be informed enough to expose all of its fraudulent claims made to those who are unwary. No con artist wants people going around telling people why his product doesn't live up to its billing, why it falls short of its advertising. That completes our presentation, and please join us later for the 51st edition of Biblical Errancy Commentary, when we continue showing why the Bible is nothing more than the flawed composition of some fallible human beings. Thank you for listening.